Namaste friends. We have received quite a few messages from our subscribers and users saying that they only get to hear me, but they don't get to see me. So here I am. Without wasting any further time, let's get started with the demo. I'm going to do this demo in three sections. Section 1 and 2 will be for existing users, and section 3 will be a generic demo. In section 1, I will show you how you can update KPinox Plus, and in section 2, we'll talk about what's new in the latest version, which is 3.3. And in the generic demo, that will be for users who are either new to KPinox Plus or somebody who is interested to understand the product better. So let's get started with section 1, which is on how to update KPinox Plus. If you already have, let's say 3.1 or 3.2, how do you update this? So first and foremost, get to the website, which is kpinox.com, and then you get to the download part. You can click on the download button. So you have download KPinox Plus here. So you will get to this page. Now in this page, since you already have KPinox Plus installed, look at this section. This is the update section. You can download the file depending on the operating system you are using. So just download this file. As you can see, the file size is definitely smaller when compared to the full version because this does not contain the database. So you just need to download this file and make sure whichever file you download, whether it's the complete setup or the update file, doesn't matter, always run as administrator. You need to have admin privileges to run the setup file. Yeah, this is important. And since you are updating it, install in the same folder where you have already installed KPinox Plus earlier. So it will overwrite the files which are relevant. Okay. Now let's take a look at what's new in 3.3. Since you've already been using KPinox Plus, I'll quickly go through the modules that have changed or what has been added new. So the first change that you will notice is under the client manager, wherein you can see that there are more columns that are displayed here, and you can also sort by column name. By default it sorts with client name. You can definitely change the column by which you sort, either based on created date or city or date of birth. You can change this particular aspect in the settings option. So you go to settings, you see that under client manager, sort by field is client name. You can change it, you can change the default. So this is where you select the field that you want and you click on update. So this is the first change that you will notice. The second change that we have done is in the transit window. So you open the planetary transit. You can now see that there is a new icon here, which is for find transit. Now you can use this to check whichever planet you pick on as and when it gets to a certain degree. So you can search by degree or based on a nakshatra. So you pick a nakshatra, all the 27 nakshatras are displayed here, and a specific pada if you are looking at going further down. Or you can also select based on a Rashi or zodiac sign. So you have all the 12 signs here. So let's say I want to figure out when sun is going to get to, let's say, Aries here. So I have selected Aries here. Just click on find, and KPinox will tell you when sun will get into Aries. So it says here it's 14th April 2023 at 11 a.m. So just click on sync. it will automatically synchronize the calendar, and it will also highlight. You can see here Sun enters Aries on 14th April. So now you can double click and get the remaining details. You can see here at 11 a.m. Sun is entering Aries. So this is a new feature that we have added under planetary transit. There's another change that you will notice under the settings window. So we have orbits here. So you can configure the orbits for both negative aspects and positive aspects. These are set up by default, but if you want to make changes, you can do that. For example, let's say the 45-degree, instead of the default as 3 degrees, you want to change it to 2. So the moment you press the tab or you jump to another field, it will automatically show you what is the range. So you can set that up, or you can always click on the reset button to set it back to the original settings. So whatever changes you make here, make sure that you click on the update button. Let's open the horoscope. In the horoscope window, you will notice that there are a few additional fields that have been added here, some more calculations that you can look at. And secondly, the orbits that are highlighted here, especially based on the degrees, whether it is positive or negative, this range is now picked up based on what you set up under settings. So by default, a 180-degree aspect has plus or minus 8. So if you change it accordingly, you will see things getting highlighted here. Not only under planet to house, it will also change under planet to planet. Both the positive and negative aspects are calculated based on what you set up there. The third thing is under Vastu. We also have something called impact analysis, where it will show you both 180 and 90-degree aspects. This is only for negative aspects. So again, the calculations are done based on what you set up under settings. So this is the second part, which is for existing users. Now, one more thing that we have done is in terms of the horoscope export. So if you let's just say Dasha and Bhukti, and here is the horoscope. See, this is the template file. This is the template file which you will find in the installation folder of KPinox Plus. This is how it is done. But this is a simple HTML file. We have not used any complicated HTML file 5 tags. This is simple HTML. You can see how the variables are displayed. So you can readjust or realign things the way you want. And these are the new calculations which I mentioned about. These are also displayed here. So you have more flexibility in terms of how you want to generate the output for your charts. Now, apart from that, there were also some queries about how do we print this or how do we save it as PDF. See, the output is given in the default browser that you have, whichever browser. It could be Chrome, it could be Edge, or Firefox, doesn't matter. Irrespective, you can use the print option, and all the browsers now have an option to either save as PDF, or you will at least find something similar to this, Microsoft Print to PDF. So this is the option you need to pick in order to save the file as a PDF, which you can share it with your clients. You may also need to adjust the scale so that it fits into the page that you want. Okay. So I hope this is helpful as far as users who already have KPinox Plus. This is the section 2 which I mentioned about. Now we'll proceed to section 3. Now this is section 3, where this is more like a generic demo. So if you're new to KPinox Plus, this will help you understand the product better. So KPinox now basically it updates, auto updates every minute. So you get to see the planets and the degrees, which nakshatra they are in, and the pada, whether it is combust or not. You also get to see a list of clients who have their birthdays as of today. So depending on the date, it will automatically populate this list. Okay, you get to see the status of the moon, whether it is waxing or waning. Apart from that, this is the chart as of now. So by default, it displays the North Indian chart, but you can always change it from the settings window. So you can see here that it's North Indian. So you can set it up to, let's say you want to go with South Indian. So it changes to the South Indian format. So whatever you set up here is taken as the global settings. Okay. Apart from that, if you have newly installed KPinox Plus and you are subscribed, the default city is Dubai, but you can always change it. So in order to change it, you click on change city, and let's say you're from Delhi, so you pick Delhi and then select. Make sure you click on the update button. So now you can see that the city is Delhi, and the sky view is also as per Delhi. Okay, so it will give you the sunrise and sunset. Everything that's seen here is connected to the city, the location basically that you pick under settings. So apart from that, you also get to see the ruling planets. Even the fortuna is calculated, you can see here. Plus there are a couple of details which are displayed here, so you know what is the current ascendant, what is the disha shul color that you should be using, plus the Rahu Ketu calculation also you can change again under settings. So by default it is mean, so you can change it to true in case you want it to use the true mode. So say for instance the degrees for Rahu are 14.52 in mean mode, but if you change it to true, you can see it changes to 14.68, and you also get to see the change happen here. But most astrologers prefer to use the mean mode, so I'll reset that to mean. Plus you can also change the default field by which you wish to sort in the client manager. So the default here is client name, you can leave that as it is, and you can also input details about yourself. If you are an astrologer and you would like to mention your details, you can input them here, and these are displayed in the template that I showed you earlier as part of the demo. So now coming to the client manager, just open. So here again you can change the format. Even if you have not set it up in the settings window, you can always change the format here, whichever chart you prefer to use. It displays the current transit. Then you also get to see the ruling planets, which are natal as well as transit. Transit is current always. So you only have two charts, which is the Rashi chart and the KP chart. And you can also use this drop down button to see planets, and it's sorted by degrees. Okay, and you also see which, for example, here Jupiter has a seventh aspect on Mercury and Sun. You can see here, this is the chart. Jupiter has a seventh aspect. Now apart from that, wherever possible, we have added tool tips so that you can see more information about that particular aspect. For example, let's say I take the mouse pointer over the Rashi here. I can immediately make out what is the direction that is assigned as per the Rashi. So you can see here, this is northwest, this is north northwest, and this is north northeast. So Cancer is basically northeast. If you get to the planets, the dasha with which the native starts his or her journey, that is highlighted in a different background color. So you can also see that here it's Venus dasha balance. This is the starting dasha. So automatically it gets highlighted here. And we have also designed the product keeping in mind that you should be able to learn KP with the help of the software as well. So the sequence of planets that you see here is as per Vimsho Dasha. So it starts with Ketu and it ends with Mercury. You can also mouse over each of the planets here. So you get details like what is the astro number. So if you're into numerology or you're learning numerology, this will help you. You also know what is the Dasha period and what will be the age as and when the dasha ends. So when for this native, when Mars ends, the native will be 35 years, 11 months and 24 days old. So, and if you look at the planet to planet aspects, you can quickly filter by positive or negative. Now you also get all the details about the cusps, the planetary significations, L1 to L4, the 4-step significators, the nadi significators are shown, and under dasha you get the dba calculations. So the current dasha bhukti antara that the person is running is automatically highlighted here. You can see it's Mars, Venus, Moon, and you also get the 4-step calculation right here. You can see it, which is the planet which is active, the star lord, the sub lord, the star of the sub. And the most critical part for an astrologer is the transit view. So you can see here, as you change the dates, the transit view automatically changes. Apart from that, you get to see the degrees. So if you want to change the time, you can do that here. If you want to see at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., this is especially useful if you are setting muhurat for marriage or any other event for that matter. So you know which nakshatra a planet is in and which pada. So this is very important for astrologers. So you can see here. Apart from that, you also get to see if a planet is in retro. And Rahu and Ketu are always shown in red because they are always in retro. Now the Vastu tab displays all the 16 zones, 32 entrances, the directions, everything is displayed here along with the energy fields. And the energy fields which are impacted negatively, these are the calculations you can see. And the ones which are impacted are shown in red. So you know which particular energy field is impacted by which planet. Then we also have a Lal Kitab chart, which is automatically calculated from 1 to 120. You can see here. And it highlights the current running year. So this native is 34 years old. So the running year is 35. And this is the chart for the native when he or she is 35 years old. So you can pick 41, this will be the chart. And we also get to see a Loshu grid. So this is based on the date of birth. You can see here. Okay, so you see the planes that are impacted. All the ones in red are those which are impacted. Apart from that, you also get to see which particular element or number is missing. So you see this piece of information also. And you have a more tab. So if you're giving out any remedies for your client, you can quickly add them. So you have a reference point. And this is the Ashtaka Varga that is calculated for the native. These are the Gemini significators. And if you have any comments that you need to update, you can always input them here. Now, apart from that, this is the transit window. This is a more detailed transit window. So you can select any month and year. For example, 29, click on go. So August 2029. So you can always navigate back to the current month, and this is to change on a monthly basis. So you can see the ones in red are retro. So Mercury is going to go retro from 22nd April of this year. Okay. And if you want to change the city, for example, this is in Delhi as of, but if you want to change, let's say I want to see it as per Dubai, so I select. If not, you can always search for a particular city. Let's say I want to Mumbai, so I search for the city, select. So this is for Mumbai now. Apart from that, this is the find transit, which I've already explained earlier. So now you can always open multiple horoscopes. So just double click. So I have 3 horoscopes open now. Okay. Apart from that, you also have Hora for the city that you have selected here. So you get the day Hora and the night Hora. You can always change the date and you can see the Hora. Then if you want to manage cities, there are close to about 200k cities in KPinox Plus. If you don't find the city that you're looking for, you can always go to manage cities and add the city. And you also have reports that you can generate. So these are the filters which you can apply, and you can generate a report. If you just say search, by default it will list out all of them, but if you want to go based on specific groups, that's one more thing I can show you here. By default there is always a group called my clients, but you can add more groups if you want. Let's say second group. So this group has 0 clients, but you can move a particular horoscope to a different group. Say for example, you right click and you click on move to group. So I want to move this to second group. So you can see here, this is now under second group. So you get to see here as well whether you want to list out only based on a selected group. So this is the record. You can again double click and get to the same horoscope from here as well. And this is the option which you can use to export to Excel. So either you select a report based on the client list, or you can also quickly search based on the remedy. So these are all the filters which you can apply. And this is a very generic overview of the options that are available in the software. So I hope you have understood how the product works. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.